the recording. So 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, this is SMC Matt from the GG Chronicle, just doing a quick cast here on this lovely Canadian Thanksgiving Monday, Columbus Day, whatever you want to call it. It's Monday, October the 10th, oh, no, 8th, sorry, excuse me. Joining me tonight is Mr. Rapid Transit over here. Just Rapid? Just Rapid?
Yeah, just Rapid.
Just Rapid. I'm going by your Twitter handle. We are going to be casting a lovely game between the GG Chronicle staff, or I believe Trinity Force Podcast, a little bit of both.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a hybrid there between them.
And the AFK Podcast as well. I'm going to just switch the scene over, and you can see our lovely setup here. Did you want to just take that away, Mr. Rapid?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you guys don't know who either of these people are, then probably you've been hiding under a rock somewhere, because not only does the AFK podcast sort of talk about every single game out there and exactly how much they like or hate them, as well as just kind of hanging out and playing some awesome games. We also have the GG Chronicle staff here, and I know Mr. SMC Matt is a little bit more slightly biased in that direction, but they are represented by Roving Blade, who I guess is subbing in here. I know they used to have Monty in here, but he's off being incredibly awesome elsewhere in the world.
He's visiting some family after the World Finals there. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, he's not here, but we do have Roving Blade, Rackern, Forak, Mr. Ponophobia, the only person from the GG Chronicle team not wearing the CLGEU tag, scumbag Ponophobia, and Cheval rounding things out.
And then from the AFK podcast, we have the Wanster, Red Kami, Barman, KZ, and Molo N. Picks are coming fast and furious here. We bans are Graves, Alistar, and Rengar for the, I want to say it's the Trinity Force podcast, not GG Chronicle, because normally if it was the GG Chronicle, we see a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit mix of both. Team Blue, we'll simplify it, say that. Team Red, Purple, AFK podcast has banned Ezreal, Shen, and Malphite. We see a Sona being picked up by Roving Blade, Reckern picking up a Caitlyn, Forak picking up a Shyvana, and then on the purple team, we're just going to catch everyone up here. Wanster picking up Corki and Blitzcrank. Red, I don't think, maybe some switching going on here, but we're going to see a Corki and a Blitzcrank in the bottom lane.
Yeah, I think grabbing Corki with Blitzcrank is a really good choice, because when you take out Graves, you need somebody who, when you pull them in, is going to die really, really fast when you have a lot of burst damage. So either like Caitlyn traps can do it, but really what you want is a lot of burst damage. That's exactly what Corki offers. So against Sona Caitlyn, you're really going to need some way of sort of taking that ranged poke away from them. And Blitzcrank's a great way to do that. But we'll have to see how the junglers work out. And picking an Amumu against a Shyvana, not something I would normally think was a good idea.
But I think they're going relatively tanky. I mean, Diana brings a decent amount of tank to the team as well. I'm just going to click on her name here and bring up those abilities. That Pale Cascade does allow her to get a decent amount of tank with the shields, and then when it expends the shield, or when the globes explode upon contact with an enemy champion, the shield refreshes. So basically, with Blitzcrank, Amumu, and Diana, they're looking to go a little bit tanky here. Ponophobia picking up a Yorick, and Cheval picking up the new splash screen Lux over here. We're probably going to see Lux in the middle, Yorick at the top.
She looks like she's staring into my soul, but not in a good way.
I think it's just it's too cropped, or the splash is just too cropped in, so you just see just a big blonde face, and it's just really hard to tell that it's Lux.
Yeah, and then you click on her face, and she's like, "Whoa,
huge up in your face." And then it looks like that Yorick got changed to a Jace. I'm not very surprised, just because Yorick has received a little bit of nerfs in terms of mana cost to his ghouls, and Yorick was already mana intensive, so Jace can be a huge bully in that top lane. We're looking to still see who's going to be the top lane pick for Team AFK Podcast. Moloen has 30 seconds at the moment in order to grab that himself. But
now something to note is that you got KZIE. I'm just gonna say KZ.
I say KZ. I'm gonna say.
All right, Diana, most popular in the mid lane, can also jungle, can also go top lane, as we saw Boy run a lot in the quarterfinals, not quarterfinals, the group stages of the World
looks like she's gonna be going top. Looks like she's gonna be going top in a LeBlanc mid. Very high skill cap champion, has been locked in. We do have a minute here just to make sure that everything is set runes and mastery wise, and then we're going to take a 3-minute break as the teams jump ahead of us so we don't help them cheat. I may take that opportunity to go run and fill up my water bottle. But do you want to? Let's talk a little bit about compositions here. Caitlyn, I wouldn't say this is a straight... Actually, what am I saying? This is a straight poke comp. Besides Shyvana, all of the champions on the blue team have some ability to poke. Sona with her Q. Caitlyn's whole build is pretty much based around poking. And Jace's Shock Blast through the acceleration gate. And then, of course, Lux's long-range cast do that quite well. The purple team, however, running something a little bit more standard. Their team just pretty much has high mobility across the board. Blitzcrank's W, Corky's Valkyrie, Amumu's Bandage Toss, Diana being able to afflict Moonlight on people and then dash in after them, and then LeBlanc, of course, with the teleport. Do you want to just, when I run and go get some water right now, do you just want to talk a little bit about the compositions? I'll just be back in a couple seconds.
Absolutely. I got this. You're good. All right. So, yeah, like Mr. Matt mentioned, we do have a pretty strong poke comp, but I love the addition of Shyvana into that poke comp. You're not going for something like Jungle Mundo, who can poke a little bit as well. You're going for something that's really tanky, and that's the problem with poke comps, is that if you engage on them super hard, well, they just don't do so well when you're that up close to them. So a really good pick with the Shyvana gives you a lot of aggressive tankiness, and what Shyvana does is when you try to initiate, she just initiates right back on you and does a lot of damage, but mostly pulls them off of your team. I was just getting to my expert analysis, well, to some extent, of the AFK Podcast team, which is that all in all, LeBlanc's going to have some problems mid if Lux just decides to sort of farm that out. But the purple team, aka the AFK Podcast team, have a lot of mobility, and I think if they use that to roam on the Trinity Force podcast, I think that could spell trouble for them in the mid game. However, the early game is just so ridiculously strong for the members of the GG Chronicle. I mean, the Shyvana versus Amumu. Shyvana, the essence of counter jungling, the essence of early game strength. Amumu, the essence of nothingness until 20 minutes.
Just being tanky at least. Like, the thing is Amumu is all about passive damage and just being as close to people as possible. Like, the Tantrum and the Despair are going to be throwing out a little bit of chunks of damage here and there. Amumu's probably not going to become truly effective until level 6 once he gets the Curse of the Sad Mummy, and it's all depending on him landing those bandage tosses. The thing is that with the purple team, skill shots are everything. Every one of these champions has a skill shot that will let them be most effective. Of course, Corky's missile barrages are pretty much the essence of where his damage is coming out. The Blitzcrank hook speaks for itself. Bandage toss. Kizzy needs to land that Crescent Slice, or Crescent Strike rather, in order to afflict Moonlight, then dash in with her ultimate, and then Molowen's has to be able to teleport in and out. So the thing is that all these champions, and even the distortion or the ethereal change rather, all these champions are going to have a pretty high skill cap in order to be their most effective. Meanwhile, on the blue team, like, Sona provides some sustain that they may need. Jace, very high. Like, the skill cap is high for all these champions. It's just that I think that the blue team is still capable of seizing objectives and being effective if they don't land the skill shots when purple team needs to.
Yeah, that's a really good point, and that's really going to be sort of the burden on the GG Chronicle staff here. If they can't land those skill shots and those pokes, then hey man, there's not a lot you can do about that other than just try to hard engage. And I think that's the strength that the AFK podcast has. They do have that hard engage, and it's going to be interesting to see if they can pull that off.
Apologies about the white screen, ladies and gentlemen. That's just how League of Legends tends to load when it's XSplit. It's quite blinding.
Everybody tells me they get a white screen. I get a black screen. So
black screen's nice. It doesn't blind everyone.
I know, right?
Skins coming out fast and furious here. We got the Arctic Warfare Caitlyn, Full Metal Jace, Imperial Lux, Little Knight Amumu, Piltover Customs Blitzcrank, and the Earth Rider Corky. Some of my favorites here. I tend to like the Boom Boom Blitzcrank, the Boxer Blitzcrank a little bit more. But very good looks for everyone. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, Rusty Blitzcrank is a personal favorite.
Clearly, Rusty Blitzcrank. Rusty Blitzcrank is the best skin in the game.
Oh my goodness, I love that thing so much.
It's the little off-tinge green Blitzcrank. It's one of the worst, probably one of the best and worst skins simultaneously in the game.
Yeah, there you go. I will give you that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the lovely record button for me. But here we go. We are into the game. This is going to be, I'm not sure if this is like a best of 3 or just a, hey, let's play against one another to prove whose podcast is
I think this is probably just going to be one game. Just a little bit of a scrim.
All right. Well, then, it's going to be the members of the ggC Chronicle, a.k.a. ggC Chronicle or Trinity Force podcast, depending on how you want to look at it. They are starting on the bottom left side of your map on the blue side, going up against the AFK Podcast, your red team, on the upper right side of the map. And already you're seeing a TSM style invade here, looking to exploit this early ward or early top lane positioning here from ggC on the AFK team.
Well, but look at Sona. Sona has got 6 wards. She went to 1 potion, 6 wards. Not sure what Reckon's trying to do here. Considering, you know, the team doesn't exactly have any teleports in order to kind of take advantage of that, but he is going to be warding literally everywhere in order to make sure that no one is going to be slipping by. Something interesting that I just noticed is that...
Oh, no.
Oh,
no. Okay.
No, they're not going to tower dive or anything. I don't think so.
Yeah, what I was thinking is, by putting 5 people top lane, you sacrifice a lot of map positioning on the bottom part of the map, so they just like walk in and take your buff. But what they could be doing is a little bit of a variation of the Afro move strat, where you walk in between the turrets, take down the first minion wave, and then kill the first turret when you have 2 waves on it. But are we going to see a Blitzcrank grab? Yes, we will. Pulls Shyvana right in the middle of the enemy team. Baraka is almost certainly going to go down here. One more auto attack will pick up the kill, and there's first blood.
She was exhausted. Yeah, she was exhausted, and it looks like Roving Blade is going to be taking a little bit more damage here. Going to be using that Ghost on Caitlyn. That's something you don't see every day, in order to just motor out there. Not probably what the blue team wanted to start off with there.
Oh, definitely not, but really great play. I love that positioning. I mean, you saw those 6 wards on Sona that you commented on, but just not placed in the right bushes. Sona walked around the corner and placed one in the exact wrong bush. If it had been 1 bush over there at the red buff for the AFK podcast, it would have been game over and a really great engage for the ggC Chronicle. But as is, another kill picked up there for Amumu. He's going to have a little bit of extra bonus experience, already taking down his blue buff, whereas Shyvana, a little bit of a slower start.
Exactly, but Shyvana's going to be able to speed up a little bit. ggC taking a couple auto attack from Phonophobia up here in the top lane. I'm kind of happy that it was the junglers that got the early advantage, because ultimately, if you throw that advantage to one of the carries, it tends to snowball pretty quickly. And I want to see a competitive game here. The other thing to note is that exhaust really paid dividends for them. They used the exhaust, I believe. Blitzcrank uses exhaust, landed the pull on Shyvana, was able to just throw out all that early damage. The cool thing about those murder bush situations is that normally 5v1, and especially level 1 when they don't have any damage mitigation, usually means a dead champion.
Oh, definitely, and that's exactly what happened there. It's kind of interesting to see exactly which team gets the dead champion, because sometimes those situations can turn around on you, but with the Blitzcrank pull just so strong, and now, Phonophobia taking a turret shot, but Slane is going to be shoved way up under ggC's turret, and he's going to have a really strong burden of blast hitting under turret.
But here's the thing is, like, Barman just picked up the red team's red buff. The thing is that Sona had put a ward in that bush. I'm not sure if they were able to see. Yeah, they were able to see where Amumu was. So I think their early goal is to just get as much control as possible in the blue team at the bottom and in middle, and know that they can push out that knowing that Amumu has just kind of chilled there.
Yeah, Amumu, having used all 5 of his health potions, will return back to base, pick up a ward and boots, so no early gold per 5s at all for Amumu. Just not really capitalizing on that early gold, grabbing the regen pendant, but other than that, nothing else. I mean, it's really nice to start off with a Philosopher's Stone, as you won't have that blue buff for a while after that, so Barman may have a little bit of a slower jungle, but he is level 3, so he's going to be a little bit quicker in that respect, having skilled 1 point into basically everything, but not having used Bandage Toss to gank yet will set him a little bit farther behind, as opposed to picking up another level, which it actually looks like he's really close to doing. However, like I mentioned earlier, Lux playing a little bit more passively mid lane has really denied LeBlanc a lot of harassment opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. That's what you kind of have to do with the LeBlanc, and that's one of the more she's one of the more scary champions in the game when she's got a little bit fed. Hold on, we could see Barman here try to go for a early Bandage Toss, and maybe pick up a kill for... No, he might be just walking away here. It's right out of Bandage Toss range, and I think Cheval... I don't think they had a ward on that side of the map. So they're not going to be able to know where he exactly is coming from, but it looks like Barman just got tired of waiting. He's just going to walk away.
Yeah, sometimes the tendency as a jungler is to just say, "Oh, screw it, go in there for a gank." But if you reveal your positioning on the map, that means essentially Jace would have 0 jungle pressure, and realizes that kind of right now, and it's going in on to ggC. Wow, that auto attack to knock back from To the Skies, or from Thundering Blow, is just ridiculous amounts of damage, even going all the way through ggC's shield. So Phonophobia starting to dominate that top lane. However, running a little bit low on mana means he won't be able to keep that harassment up for very long.
Exactly. Because he's going to be going back, which allows him to just farm up some extra minions, which might just get him a little bit of mana mitigation once he goes back to buy. Driving her out of lane, he's going to let him hit the ultimate while at level 6 anyway before she does. Looks like Forak just got caught out in the bottom lane. It looks like the red Kami was a little bit excited there with that grab, hooked in a minion. Looks like they are going to be able to get away and kind of reset that encounter. Shyvana was just sitting right in that bush and got a ward dropped right on top of her. Could have spelled. Oh, it looks like we're Cheval taking a little bit of damage from LeBlanc. She's gonna have to be really careful. And I say she just because he is playing Lux, just to avoid getting, you know, nuked to death from the early stages. That's something I was talking about earlier, just before we were talking about Amumu. Coming in for the gank is that LeBlanc's just one of those champions you do not want to feed, just because you can just 1v1 pretty much anyone. Yeah,
basically, unless you, the later stages of the game, people start building up a lot of magic resistance.
Roving Blade, a little bit of an initiation down over at the bottom lane. Caitlyn's gonna walk out. I'm sorry to interrupt there.
Oh, Shyvana coming in there on Molian, but even drops the exhaust. Could this be enough damage? There is the exhaust pop. Lux is level 6, but oh, just barely enough mana for her laser. They're not going to use it, as it would not be able to pick up Molion. So, unfortunately, an unsuccessful gank and exhaust burned on Shyvana, so she's definitely not going to be as scary as I would think she would originally be. Phonophobia going down top lane because he's using the very last of her mana, getting that Crescent Strike to double ult combo. Lunar Rush is doing so much extra damage and able to take down Jace, who actually hadn't gone back yet. And when you're, picking up double Doran's Blade, so probably would have been a good idea to go back a little bit earlier. Forak coming top lane, unable to pick up the counter kill, and is just going to be able to sit up here, pick up a little bit of extra experience, but that is the first 2 kills of the game for the AFK podcast.
Well, here's the thing, is I think the reason why Forak went mid and dumped exhaust down onto LeBlanc, it was just to take some of the pressure off of Lux. Even though I believe Lux did not die there. I was thinking something else. When she kind of like nuked down Lux, the thing was that LeBlanc still had relatively high health. So the last thing that they wanted to do was just have her chill in lane and possibly amass that advantage further. Now that LeBlanc has gone back, she's going to give Lux a chance in order to gain some experience. She's now the same level as LeBlanc, and just take some pressure off. The last thing that they wanted to do is just have her sitting in lane, gaining more gold, gaining more experience. They had to put some kind of pressure there in order to drive her out of lane, or at least make her think that she wasn't as safe as she was. Macy grab here. Never mind.
Ooh, yeah, I was going to comment on Wrecker and just pretty much 1v1ing Corki there, and while Blitzcrank was back in base, putting a lot of pressure and shoving the entire wave into Corki's turret, so definitely a man-mode Sona down there, but Roving Blade goes back to base, waits just a little bit of time to pick up a Vampiric Scepter. Now, dangerous thing is that now the bottom lane is out of sync, so people have gone back to their base at different times instead of as a cohesive whole, so that's going to mean that for the while, Roving Blade is going to be 2v1, and that can set up a lot of interesting situations, especially if Amumu were there.
She just got her ultimate. I find that especially. Oh, look like we're going for a bit of a grab here. Oh, just max range grab, just misses. Maybe like a couple pixels more, and would have definitely got a grab there. The thing is that Wanster was so far back. Looks like Cheval is taking a little bit of damage there from LeBlanc. LeBlanc's got a blue buff, is going to be able to just come in and harass all day. Only problem with that is that, well, I was going to say actually only problem with that is that LeBlanc has full health while Lux is pretty much sitting at half or a little bit less. Going to try to pick up a blue buff here and going to be able to spam a little bit more. Going to be able to get some cooldown reduction as well for that laser.
Yeah, 60 MR on Lux with that Chalice
Looks like
army.
Moloen's coming in the long way here. Possibly going to either try to... gonna wait till she comes out. And here we go. Oh, never mind. Looks like Kizzy up top.
There
she is. There's the flash and the
flash.
chain distortion. Oh my god, the shield saves her. Shield saves her with less than 20 health.
Oh my goodness. I was thinking, okay, you know, 60 MR, that's pretty cool. And then she just gets so much damage done. I thought the flash was a little bit over aggressive, a little bit of an overcommitment, but oh my goodness, so much damage. And then Lux getting away with so little HP. That was narrowly the third kill for the AFK podcast. Shyvana coming up top lane. Forak looks like she could get a semi-successful gank. I think a dive at this point would be a little bit over eager, but she does have her dragon ult.
Looks like Jason's going for the shock blast, trying to whittle it down a little bit. Forak might just go and try to come around to mid here.
Oh, but Moleon doing a really, really smart play. They're going to try to jump over Baron Pit, but in absence of that, will actually reveal herself to a ward. No, oh yeah, there we go. She's going to get revealed, and now Jace knows that there's a reason that KZ stuck around that long, and now will get himself out of there just by clicking that ultimate button. He's going to be able to jump out of that situation, and Moleon returning back to the mid lane, where Cheval having gone back and picked up an amplifier.
Nice grab by Blitzcrank onto the Sona. That's one dead Sona, as there's 3 members there. Right in the mouth of the Gatling gun that will shred down any little defense Sona has. Looks like Kizzy taking another shock blast to the face. Sorry to interrupt there, it's just a nice grab.
Wow, yeah, I definitely did not expect that situation to escalate as
Looks
much
like they're gonna go for it again here. Oh, flashes out of the bandage toss and just dodges the rocket grab. Nice play by Roving Blade, and just taking a nice chunk out of both the Wanster and the Red Kami with that Piltover Peacemaker.
Wow, yeah, Caitlyn's damage is already starting to get pretty insane, maxing out that Piltover Peacemaker, well, in the next couple of levels, but just doing so much damage with that, and really ganking Caitlyn at this point. Sure, she's squishy, but if you're not going for her, then that lets her do as much damage as she wants to, which is actually starting to get pretty up there. Ooh.
Her flash is down. Looks like LeBlanc might be coming in again, trying to zone out that Lux. I think that Lux might know that it might be a little scared at this point. She can just sit back and farm with the, with the Lucent Singularity, but it looks like a huge team fight down here at bottom. Shyvana comes in for a kill, and Caitlyn manages to pick up a double. However, she does fall in the process, so it was a 2-for-1 exchange. But you know what, Caitlyn, with 600 extra gold, that's not bad at all. It picks up a phage for her efforts, finishes her Berserker Greaves. That's going to be more damage and more auto attack slows.
Yeah, a really key thing to notice is that Caitlyn, by all rights, should have gotten only 1 kill, but popped her Ignite, and then Shyvana didn't do damage, so the Ignite tick from Caitlyn took down Corki. So that was really cool to see the delayed double kill.
Not bad at all. Delayed double kill, and Shyvana manages to pick up 2 assists, which, oh wow, Molowen. That was, yeah, that's the LeBlanc you don't want to face, ladies and gentlemen. The LeBlanc that is going to wipe half your AP carries health away in just 1 combo.
Yeah, 88 AP, triple Doran's ring on Moleon.
Looks like Kizzy has been ignited. 1 shock blast from Ponophobia. Takes that one for himself. He was able to just whittle her down eventually, and then the 1 shock blast, you know. Didn't even have to throw down an acceleration gate.
Yeah, the level advantage for Ponophobia, hit that up, and then getting that 2nd rank in the ultimate before dropping the Thundering Blow to the Skies combo into the range shock blast. Just so much damage. And now LeBlanc with the cooldown on her ult up once again thanks to the refreshed blue buff from Lux. It's going to come down to bottom lane. There's no ward in that bush, so Moleon is completely stealthed. And will she walk into the next bush? That would be a little bit unfortunate because there is a ward there. However, the Red Kami knows about...
They're going to be out.
That's just like when you're trying to foreshadow something and you like flip a page in the book accidentally and you're like, oh, well, crap.
Well, here comes mid and jungle. The thing is, it's going to be 4-on-4 now. They may get caught out by a ward by the red team. This one right by the dragon. I think they're going to wait for them to commit to something and then just come in and try to take them out. This is going to be an interesting... Oh, nice grab by Blitzcrank, and that's the cue that they needed. Sona gets wiped off the face of the earth. It looks like they're going to be focusing on a Mumu who throws out the Curse of the Sad Mummy, and it looks like LeBlanc is just going to look to try to clean up here on anyone that she can. Bandage toss in onto Shyvana. Misses with the chains, the Ephemeral chains, but it looks like Forak just got a little too greedy, trying to take out LeBlanc, and he's going to pay for it as well. Corki picks up the kill on that one. Laser! Oh, even despite the flash, doesn't pick up the Molowen kill, but does burn the flash. Nice grab on the tower by the Red Kami. Roving Blade is going to fall for that one. So Caitlyn manages to pick up a kill on the Roving Blade, but a Mumu is now on a killing spree just from the earlier kills. Both Blitzcrank and Amumu have Heart of Goals and Philostones right now. Everyone except for Corky on the red side has a GP10.
Wow, yeah, that's something to note that, well, like you said, except for the AD carry, I'd love to see, I've seen actually some Youmuu's Ghost Blades build on Sivir, where you're just like, I can catch you no matter what, but does not look like that will be the case here, or some Brutalizer builds for Graves that eventually get there as well, but usually you just sell that for Last Whisper, and now, with all of those gold per 5s, it just shows you how in favor of the AFK Podcast this game is progressing. I mean, Ponophobia is getting some work done top lane, so he is kind of, the last shining hope here, going 3-2 for Caitlyn, 1-1 in the top lane, but already top turret taken for a 1-0 advantage for the GG Chronicle.
Well, the thing is that, well, look at the mid tower health on the red side here. That's almost gonna die. And the thing is that Caitlyn really ramps up when it comes to late game. Red Kami gonna hook a minion, gonna take a couple of shots for his troubles, gonna proc a Phage in order. Wow, look at all the damage that's coming out from Caitlyn there. There could be an ultimate. Yeah, nice ultimate. Corky jumps in front of it. Oh, nice crescendo from Sona, picks up the kill on a Roving Blade, and the poke from the Piltover Pacemaker isn't going to be enough to kill Red Kami. I was just about to say that Caitlyn is a late game champion. She's going to be able to get some kills under her belt, get some items, and then just going to be able to wreck face. Only 2 deaths early on in this game. Not that much, and especially if she can take out someone like Corky. And as I was about to say before that exchange actually happened, when Reckern got melted by LeBlanc, she wasn't able to contribute anything, either the aura or the crescendo or any of her poke or abilities to that team fight that we just saw down there. If Reckern had stayed alive, I could have sworn that there may have been a little bit of advantage. Blue team taking up the dragon, catching LeBlanc out with a shock blast. Everyone's going to run through the acceleration gate in order to try to catch up a little bit. It looks like Ponophobia is just going to be clearing out some minions, helps Lex out a little bit, and just going for more global objectives.
Yeah, and like you pointed out, those global objectives are really key here for the members of the G&D Chronicle team. They've been taking those relatively consistently. Took down a dragon, took down 1 turret, and like you mentioned, the middle turret really low as well, looking to get taken down here in, well, possibly the next few moments, but that's what they have. It may say 5 to 8, so you're like, okay, well, AFK Podcast clearly had.
But they have a gold lead. They have 1,000 gold, or the GG Chronicle has 1,000 gold lead.
Ah, you beat me to it. I was going to point that out. I think that's, oh, go ahead.
Looks like Lex is just going to be picking up a blue buff here, and everyone's going to be settling back into their roles. Roving Blade. Let's see. Well, Roving Blade is about 5 CS behind Corky. She does have 2 more kills, though, so the gold advantage is going to be for her, just by about 500 gold. Not a lot at this point. Going to clear out some minions with that Piltover Peacemaker and then just head back to the relative safety of the tower.
Now, something curious about this Lux build, when you're going up against the LeBlanc at some point during the game will be close enough to all-in you. So you need to be able to withstand her combo, and I'd love to see like an early Negatron cloak or an early just something along the lines of maybe Merc Treads just to negate this harass, because I can promise you if Cheval walks up close enough to Moleon, then she's just going to explode, because just having that Chalice from Mana Regen is not going to be enough MR to prevent what is rapidly approaching a pretty fed LeBlanc from just blowing her up. So I'm really scared.
I think what the GG Chronicle is going to do here is that they're not going to let LeBlanc. Oh well, never mind. I was going to say something else, and then that just happened. I was going to say they're not going to let LeBlanc just all in one person. They're going to either pair off or they're going to group in order to make sure that she can't just run away with this. But no matter, sorry, as soon as I say that, LeBlanc just doesn't care that Jason's even there and wipes Lux off the face of the earth.
Yeah, and that's just the strength of LeBlanc. Whenever you can isolate a single target, no matter if there's another person there or not, you're just going to be able to take them out if you're fed enough, and she's going to be able to go back and pick up her needlessly large rod after this, and after that point, it starts to get really scary really fast, because it's not just mid lane that you have to worry about, oh no, Lux is doing badly, but it's the rest of your team, because the great thing about LeBlanc is you can jump absolutely everywhere. She will, however, get revealed by a cleverly placed ward, so gotta hand it out to Reckern, who actually place that there, revealed Moleon going down to the bottom lane, and that's going to signal Roving Blade to be a little bit more careful. Something interesting I'd like to get your thoughts are on this Phage from Roving Blade. I have not seen a Phage build on a Caitlyn to date.
I like Phages on AD carries just because they need, I think the one thing that this Oh, what was that? Grabbed a minion.
He was like inside the minion.
Yeah, he was inside the minion. That was a little weird. Looks like they're all grouped up, though. I think. Looks like LeBlanc is just going to pick up the Caitlyn now, maybe. These are coming out. LeBlanc is fairly low, just going to be running out. But I don't think they have any hardcore damage here besides that Shyvana, who's going to be melting down, trying to get Corki. Exhausted out on Corki, however, the Ephemeral Chains are out on Shyvana. Shyvana just spent too much time trying to get there, not enough time killing who she needed to, well, should have just waited for her team, let's put it that way. Cheval flashing, and tries to get the light binding, but she's not going to be able to kill that Amumu. Amumu is so low. The Luminous Singularity, rather, poking again. However, Jace is able to get another tower. So it is 2 towers to 2 at the moment. LeBlanc has picked up her Deathfire Grasp. Blitzcrank picking up Oracles, and Corki picking up a Trinity Force.
I love that choice on LeBlanc, picking up the DFG instead of going for the more completionary tactic and grabbing the needlessly large rod. Because
the DFG is just another kind of ability that she can use to all-in someone. Like, she just uses it to, get a huge chunk out of someone. Like, it's going to be the first thing that she throws out.
Yeah, so instead of going for the more standard play, she's going for a lot more of a snowball idea, where she's just like, you know what, this isn't the latest game item I can get, but it's going to be the item that'll help me out the most right now, and definitely is going to increase her damage exponentially, as it's going to do 32.5% of your health.
Well, there it is, throwing out on Jace. Jace does not take a lot of damage there.
I really feel like that DFG would have added, almost doubled the damage in that circumstance.
Yeah, definitely. The thing is that I've seen a lot of DFGs being built early with AD carries, just because they can use that Cage's Lucky Pick, which is an ingredient of it, in order to gain some early game gold, and then when they're comfortable enough to build it into a Deathfire Grasp, they get 80 ability power out of it, 50% cooldown reduction, and then that spell that will take down a decent chunk out of anyone's health, especially people that will build a little tanky with health. Jace building a little bit of magic resist, but after building an early Bloodthirster, which I don't really see too much on Jace's, but he's filling it up quite nicely, about halfway full at the moment.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of blood when Ponophobia shows up, because that Bloodthirst is giving him 213 attack damage. That is actually about 23 more than Caitlyn has right now. So Caitlyn going the little bit more standard Infinity Edge build. Oh my goodness, Caitlyn even using the 90 caliber net to get out of there. Oh, and a clutch trap catches Molion.
Yeah, there's actually 2 traps in that bush, so they were just making sure that they weren't able to get cut off, especially with no tower there. Reckern picking up an Oracle's Elixir as well. Blitzcrank has one on the opposing team, but they're going to be able to clear out some wards and then get a little bit of gold back in their favor. Reckern kind of on the... Well, I was going to say on the the end of the kill stick here, but it looks like Shyvana has 1 more death than she does. I think that's the main source of improvement that the blue team needs to kind of work on here. 5 members of the red team picking up Dragon. Looks like Jace might just try to steal it here.
Yeah, it does not look like it's going to be very stealable, but with Ponophobia coming in here, how threatening do they think this Jace is?
Out of it. Looks like Shyvana's going to use the Dragon's Descent right on top of 3 members of the red team. Blitzcrank is just sitting in the fire, but it looks like LeBlanc was able to get taken out by luck. Measure of revenge right there. Shutdowns coming out everywhere. Corki comes in a little bit late to the fight. Looks like Ponophobia is going to be cleaning up like we thought. There's the ace in the hole from Caitlyn. There's an ace from the blue team.
An ace from the ace in the hole. How often do you see that one coming? But,
everyone dead on the blue team except for Caitlyn and Jace. They were able to stay alive as much as they could and ended up cleaning up that fight. I think, well, it looks like Caitlyn got 1 kill. Shyvana shut down Amumu, I believe. Jace got 2 kills. Flux got 2 kills. Everyone got kills except for, well, Sona. Sona's sitting at 9 assists, though, which is definitely where she wants to be. Ponophobia definitely putting in work with that Bloodthirster, going to be able to get some lifesteal, get some extra attack damage. Picked up a red buff, I believe, from Amumu during that fight. I think that's what they needed to get right back into this.
Yeah, I want to point out a small stat here. Well, I guess not a small stat at all. The CS for Ponophobia right now, it's
211. Wow,
slightly large.
Slightly large.
Yes, possibly a slightly more than basically everybody in the entire team. He's doubling up most of the people on his own team, not to mention people from the AFK podcast. You got a 75 CS Amumu, a little bit low, but he is 3-1. Already has a Sunfire cape, looking for with double gold for 5s, maybe going for an Aegis next. I'd love to see an Abyssal Scepter after that, just a combo.
Resetting. They wasted a little bit of time there. It looks like the red team is going to have to sit and whittle down that golem again. Going to eventually go to Moloen.
Yeah, so Moloen will eventually pick that up, has grabbed a Blasting Wand, will sell maybe 1 or 2 Bjorn's Blings, but top lane looks like ggC could be in a little bit of trouble. Acceleration Gate getting Chronophobia even closer. The flash, they to the skies. Is this going to be enough damage?
Got caught on the wrong side of Sona there. Looks
yeah,
like
but no, Barman comes in for the counter initiate. Oh, just not enough
to be able to put him down.
Interesting thing was 2 seconds left on it.
Interesting little thing there was Sona throwing out her E, which gave Chronophobia that extra little bit of movement speed. Like we said before, they have these. Oh, they're gonna catch. Oh, this crescendo whiffs. Red Kami just flashes right through this. The blue team is standing as one right here. 5 members are going to catch Barman out by himself. LeBlanc is probably going to try to come in here and try to pick someone off. But they managed to pick up Barman just before they're able to do anything. Look at the blue team. They're just standing by themselves. Shyvana is going to chase off LeBlanc. Ace in the hole comes out and almost picks up a kill for Mr. Roving Blade. Lux misses the laser, but it looks like they're just going to be collapsing down onto Corki. Red Kami picks up another grab, but it looks like Caitlyn's going to come in and get a double kill. Oh, she picked up that Infinity Edge as a result of that last fight, and that paid dividends for her. All those crits, man. All those crits.
That's definitely a Patoy grab if you're watching the group stages.
Patoy. Oh, it looks like Diana's just going to jump into everyone. Not going to kill for her. That's frustrating.
Wow.
Oh, Reckern had less than 50 health.
Reckern's definitely living life on the edge and almost went down there, able to stay alive, but wow, just
4 Bs out of that bush.
Man, everything turning around here. I gotta say, those Caitlyn traps have been absolutely huge. They saved Sona's life. They were in the bush where Blitzcrank was running through and then able to get back to the turret and then landing that grab when probably not the best idea. So things definitely turning around in the kill column. And now, once again, the GG Chronicle staff getting double the number of turrets and up 2 kills as well. So they are definitely sort of looking to bring this game possibly to a close. They're definitely in the driver's seat and could look to force a large objective like possibly Baron here in the upcoming minutes.
Definitely, I think both teams are starting to think about Baron at least. Caitlyn is kind of coming to her own a little bit, picking up a Negatron cloak, spending that last little bit of gold that she had. Went from, even like 5 minutes ago, she was only sitting at 3-4 kills, and now she's sitting at 7.
Oh, definitely, and that 7 kills is absolutely massive. Not only mixing the phage, but with the zeal, you kind of wonder: is she going to go for the more, standard Phantom Dancer build, or possibly turn that into a Trinity Force? I mean, I wouldn't think Trinity Force would be the most effective on Caitlyn, just because, hey, you don't have that many spammable moves. I mean, Q is going to be kind of spammable. It has a 6-second cooldown, so maybe that's what you're looking for with a Trinity Force. But I'd love to just see more of like a standard, Phantom Dancer come out from there.
Well, the thing is that right now Caitlyn's sitting at a 35% chance to crit, which is not chump change. LeBlanc, I've currently got the stat window up on the screen. She's sitting at 227 ability power. Lux, I think, is just going to be building. She's around the same. Going to be working on a little bit of cooldown reductions. She's got 14% at the moment. Going to be working on just spamming those lasers. Those lasers are very much on a low cooldown as it stands compared to other kind of big nukes of the type. But with the right items, Lux can be lasering every minute or every 30 seconds, and it can just be a lot for the other team to handle. Not necessarily in a team melting sense, because especially when you get to late game, teams have mitigated that damage a little bit, but from a minion and clearing stance. If Lux can just use her laser to clear minions, an entire line of minions, multiple waves at the same time, that can present a problem for teams that can't defend against the push. And it looks like Jace is going to be tanking Baron. They got to be careful not to get too much closer to it, or else the aggro is going to switch over to Shyvana like it is right now. Ward's coming out over the wall. Chronophobia has his own Oracle's Elixir at the moment. Blue team has slain Baron naturally.
Oh my goodness, yeah, perfect job there.
Getting it with wards on it.
Yeah, just no wards.
Oh, crescendo across all 5 members, double kill with 1 laser. Perfect laser by Lux. I'm sorry, I misspoke. That was 3 members of the red team, not all 5. But that was just crazy good timing by, I think that crazy good warding there. They saw them coming definitely from a mile away and were able to take out 2 members.
Yeah, not really the greatest wording coming out from the AFK podcast. Definitely kind of a free bear in there, but
that's a free tower.
I thought that the AFK podcast had the AoE team, but no, that's ult coming out from Reckern into the Finalis Fulmkiln from Cheval.
You mean the final spark?
No, I don't. It's Finalis Fulmkiln. Second turret going down in the mid lane, and now
regen,
it's just ggC onto the inhibitor turret. First inhibitor of the game going to the GG Chronicle.
I think they're going for game here. They're going for game.
They're just looking to end it
here.
There's
Sona. Oh, that's a nice grab on Sona, picking up the support when they needed to. I think another laser came out and secured the kill onto Barman. It looks like the blue team is going to just disengage for now. Let that Baron buff do some regen for them. They're going to hit an acceleration gate and just run out. So, Shyvana's going to pop her burnout and get even more movement speed. And I think they're just going to back off, maybe take Dragon on their way back, clear out bottom lane, and maybe do some pushing. But the all 3 members here, the damage-dealing members of the blue team, are where they need to be in terms of both health and gold. Caitlyn, again, sitting at 739 now. Sona has 16 assists. That's pretty impressive. But Jace, 5-1. That's definitely where he wants to be, I think.
Definitely, and going for the Aegis Wit's End, he's getting his tankiness from a few alternative sources. I would love to see both of those items be like some more attack speed from something else, maybe a Trinity Force, and then also adding the tankiness from like a GA. But he's getting it done no matter what I say. A little bit of an interesting build here.
Greedy here. No, he's just going to pop the acceleration gate and get out of there.
Yeah, good
this might be a bad D spot.
He's going to get spotted out there, and LeBlanc actually popping back over the wall.
Yeah.
Love to see her come around there.
Missing the grab.
Yeah, missing that grab. It will come up there. He's going to turn around.
He's got 4 members on him.
Oh, but there's 4 people there. Phonophobia.
Yeah, he got a little greedy there, and then it looks like Phonophobia just got shut down.
That's unfortunate, but it does mean that, you know, things are looking, you know, a little bit closer. Does not have that Baron buff anymore, and, you know, picking up kills. It's a 4v5 situation right now. Barman's a little bit out of position, just wants to go up there, drop a little bit of ward, make it a little bit safer for the AFK podcast here, down in the middle, down in the bottom lane, rather. They have a really strong opportunity right now. Even in the face of this Baron, they just need to make the most of the opportunity.
Well, they have to be careful, because look at what's pushing up middle lane. They've got 2 super minions now on the Nexus turrets. Those may take those down if they're not careful. Like,
yeah, so you're actually having to see them back right now.
Yeah, all of them are they're gonna have to curtail that pull in order to protect their base. Oh, nice light binding on Kizzy, and there's a nice final spark out there. She's gonna have to run. Ward's coming out, and they can't get the crescendo off.
Wow, the reflexes on Reckern just
nice. Oh my gosh, nice light binding, and the ace in the hole whittles it down. Cheval was able to get the final kill. Oh, but that was lovely.
And things just turning right back around. First, it was a pick off for the AFK podcast. Now the Trinity Force podcast has picked up a kill of their own, even though they are not with, you know, several of their more standard members like Mr. Monte Cristo and or Optimus Tom. They are here representing GG Chronicle and doing an amazing job of it. They're now 6-2 in turrets, up 4 in that respect. 5 kills in the advantage, and quite a few amounts of gold more. They're up about 6,000 gold here, and a little bit of an interesting choice for a build on Lux. She actually went Moonflare, Spellblade, and Sork Shoes instead of getting Mercury Treads and a Void Staff. I'm not sure about that choice, but she's getting things done. That clutch laser into the light binding. Man, that light binding, oh my goodness. Max range into the A's of the hole, picking up that kill.
Yeah, and so now that Phonophobia has joined them again, they've definitely got another Oracle. He picked up a second Oracle. He has a Wit's End, which means he's going to be getting some attack speed as he auto-attacks. And especially with that, second versus 7 moves coming out here from Barman Crescendo against 2 members of the red team. It looks like they're able to withstand LeBlanc's burst at the moment. Reckern picks up a kill on the red commie, support for support. Phonophobia doesn't care. He wants that Corki. He wants someone. He's gonna take some tower shots at the moment. Oh, he just got the tower whittled down too much. It looks like Kizzy was able to pick him up. However, Roving Blade is going to be shredding down this tower. Roving Blade is on a rampage at the moment. Got to back out in order to make sure that he doesn't get hit by the any more turret shots. record. Out of mana, just going to use her last little bit of mana to throw down an E in order to give some movement speed. It looks like Lux is, like, as I said before, Lux is able to withstand LeBlanc's burst at the moment.
Yeah, and a really smart job there by Cheval, doing kind of what we saw CLGEU do. Do during the finals or during the World Championships, using that shield to allow them to take turret shots without actually taking damage. Able to take down the bottom turret and the bottom, not the bottom inhibitor, but top turret, as well as possibly the top inhibitor.
They're all too low level. They've got to get out there, especially since some members are going to be respawning now. Blitzcrank and Barman, who died relatively early in that fight, are going to be backing out. Interesting is the level disparity. Forak, despite kind of being the lesser jungler in this situation, has a full 2 levels on Mr. Barman. Red Inhibitor has respawned, so they are going to be able to just fend off these super minions. I think there's one wave left of super minions. A little bit of an animation bug there on one of them. But they are going to be able to fend that off and then hopefully start anew. Baron should be spawning relatively soon.
Yeah, and though that inhibitor has respawned, there are no more base turrets here left for the AFK podcast, which means if they leave their base, they will eventually have to run back to it. And in the running back to it process, you A, leave yourself open to being initiated on, and B, you're not going to be able to have anything to run back to except your Nexus turret, which does leave all of your inhibitors open. So with this Baron respawn, they're definitely going to have to come out here and contest that if they want to have a hope of winning this game. But ggC Chronicle staff definitely looking in a very, very strong position, except that they are 4v5 right now, as Forak is back in base, just picking up his Maw of Malmortius, looking to come back here for the Baron. And, oh yeah, he actually got that Oracle, so triple Oracles right now. Oh no, Ponophobia lost his because he turret dove.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is that that's also the ggC Chronicle smite. So they need to be able to, you've got to pop that burnout in order to run over there as quick as you can. Baron has spawned, it's already down to half health. They're going to be melting this thing. Not sure if Team AFK Podcast is going to be able to get there in time. They are not. They've slain the Baron. They wasn't warded again. They're going to get caught out by that, almost a max range light binding again. Going to pop that acceleration gate. Look at that utility. They're just going to be able to catch up to whoever they can. They're going to pop that ggC Crescendo over 3 members of the red team. Lasers coming out as well. Barman is probably going to be the next to fall to Caitlyn. They really have to stop that Caitlyn. Caitlyn is, well, there's a triple kill for her. Roving Blade is just running after whoever she can catch. And going to be critting for, 500 damage on Wanster. There's, wow, just one more auto attack and he's dead. There's 4 kills from Roving Blade. And it looks like this might be the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, top inhibitor will go down. Yeah, ggC's coming out for both teams. Roving Blade not even bothering with the middle turret. It looks like with hearts coming out from Ponophobia, the ggC Chronicles staff and or AFK Podcast members are going to pick up this little bit of a friendly scrim here between themselves. And wow, Cheval almost going down again, but no, she is invulnerable as the Nexus explodes. So ggC well played. AFK Podcast not quite picking it up, even though they had a strong early game. And the game will eventually go to the members of the ggC Chronicle.
Definitely. Thank you for joining us. Oh, look, I've been invited to another game, so it looks like we're going to be going for a second game. I'm just going to stop the recording, though. Thank you for... Actually, someone had to take off, so we may not be going for a second game. But I just want to say thank you guys for joining us here on this lovely, lovely Monday evening. My name is SMC Matt. You can find all my social network stuff on the side there. You can also follow Rapid Transit 24/7 to follow Mr. Rapid on Twitter. You got anything to plug?
Well, if you want to check me out on Facebook, I do that too at Rapid Casting. So facebook.com/RapidCasting is there. But most of the stuff you can find over on Twitter at Rapid Transit 24/7. Hit me up on there. I cast a lot of scrims between top North American teams, as well as covering amazing tournaments like TSM Invitationals and a few other weekly tournaments from Absolute Legends and stuff like that. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate everybody tuning in here. And I got to give a little bit of a shout out to Nick Koljak on Twitter, who actually put this game up on his big screen to watch a little bit of a friendly scrim here tonight. So appreciate him and well, everybody else who came out, watched, supported esports, and hopefully didn't get too nauseous listening to myself and Mattcast.
Lovely. We are going to... we've got someone going to be coming in for the second game, but I'm just going to stop the recording here. Actually, I'm going to cut it, and then we'll just... we're going to stop the recording for now, then jump into